Have you ever looked at your savings account earning 0.01% and felt like your money was actually losing value while billionaires keep getting richer from stocks that pay them to own them? Look, if you're sitting on cash earning basically nothing while inflation eats away at your purchasing power, you're not alone. Most people think dividend investing is some complex Wall Street strategy reserved for financial experts. But here's what the wealthy don't want you to know. I'm about to show you the exact four-step system I used to go from zero investing knowledge to receiving my first dividend check in just 2 weeks. And by the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap to start building your own income-generating portfolio, even if you only have $25 to start with. But first, quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just my personal journey and what I learned along the way. Always consult a professional for your specific situation. If you've ever felt that frustration where your money should be working harder for you, smash that like button, and let's dive into this together. The aha moment. What are dividends and why should you care? Before I could take action, I had to understand what I was actually trying to do. I kept hearing about dividend investing, and honestly, it sounded like more confusing Wall Street jargon. But here's the beautiful thank you payment from a company to its shareholders. When you buy stock, you own a tiny piece of that company. When they make profit, they can choose to share some with their owners, which is you. Think of it like collecting rent from the stock market. You own the property, the stock, and the company sends you a check regularly just for being an owner. This is passive income, money that flows into your account without you having to sell anything or work for it. Here's what blew my mind. Warren Buffett has received over $690 million in dividends from Coca-Cola alone. That's money landing in his account every quarter, just for owning shares he bought decades ago. The goal isn't to get rich overnight, it's to build an income machine that grows over time. It starts small, maybe $1, then $10, then $100, all being paid to you by real established companies. That was my aha moment. I wasn't gambling, I was building something that could pay me for life. The action plan, my four-step mission to buying my first stock. Knowing the theory is one thing. Actually doing it? That's where most people get stuck. I broke it down into 4 simple steps. This is exactly what I did. Step 1, the setup. Opening the doors. First, reality check. You can't buy stocks without a brokerage account. This used to terrify me, but it's literally as easy as opening a bank account. Takes about 15 minutes online. Most reputable brokers, Fidelity, Schwab, E-Trade, are free to open with no minimum deposit. I won't tell you which to pick, but a quick search for best brokerage accounts for beginners will give you everything you need. The biggest hurdle was my own fear. Once I pushed through that, I had an account ready for my first investment. Step 2, the research, how I found a gold mine. Here's where most people get analysis paralysis. Thousands of stocks, confusing charts, numbers everywhere. I needed a filter for stable, reliable companies. That's when I discovered Dividend Aristocrats, companies in the S&P 500 that have not only paid dividends, but have increased them every single year for at least 25 years straight. Through recessions, market crashes, everything, these companies were so solid, they gave shareholders a raise annually. My simple checklist, is it a Dividend Aristocrat? This instantly narrowed my list to proven companies like Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, and Procter & Gamble. Can they afford the dividend? I checked the payout ratio. What percentage of profit goes to dividends? Under 80% meant they had plenty of cushion. Do I understand the business? I wanted companies selling things people need regardless of the economy. Soap, food, utilities. Basic stuff I could explain to my grandmother. I found a company that checked all boxes. The research took one focused afternoon, not weeks of my life. Step 3, the purchase, making it real. This was it, the moment of truth. My heart was pounding, not gonna lie, but I wasn't buying 100 shares, I bought one. The goal wasn't to make a fortune overnight. It was to prove to myself I could do it, to make it less scary. I typed in the ticker symbol, put 1 in the quantity box, and hit confirm. Seconds later, the screen refreshed. I was officially a shareholder, entitled to my slice of the profits. The feeling wasn't fear, it was pure empowerment. The automation, the magic of compounding. This final step might be the most important for long-term wealth building. I turned on DRIP, Dividend Reinvestment Plan. Here's the magic. When that company pays me a dividend instead of cash sitting idle, DRIP automatically uses it to buy more stock, even tiny fractions of shares. Most brokers offer this, you just need to opt in. This is the compounding engine. My one share pays a dividend, which buys 0.1 more shares. Now I own 1.1 shares. Next dividend gets paid on 1.1 shares, buying even more. The snowball effect. According to research from Hartford Funds, reinvested dividends have accounted for 40% of the S&P 500's total return since 1930. That's how you build wealth automatically, in the background. Addressing the buts, overcoming common fears. I know what you're thinking because I had the same worries. But what if the market crashes right after I buy? Here's the beautiful thing about dividend investing, it's a long game. If markets tank, your stock price might drop temporarily. But a solid Dividend Aristocrat will likely keep paying that dividend. With DRIP enabled, those dividends buy more shares at discount prices. A down market becomes an opportunity to build your snowball faster. But isn't this way too slow? One share feels pointless. I get it. We want instant results. My first dividend check will probably be under $1. But it's not about that first dollar. It's about starting the compounding machine. That dollar, once reinvested, starts earning its own dividends. Every massive snowball starts with a single snowflake. But what if I pick the wrong stock? That's always a risk. But by starting with vetted Dividend Aristocrats, you're already lowering that risk significantly. Plus, this is about buying your first stock. Over time, you'll diversify across multiple companies and industries. Now that you know the exact 4-step system to start dividend investing, from opening your brokerage account to setting up automatic reinvestment, you're going to need to know how to identify the best dividend stocks in different market conditions, and how to build a diversified portfolio that can weather any economic storm. Because if you don't, you could end up picking companies that cut their dividends during the next recession. Or worse, you might never start at all and watch inflation continue eroding your savings while others build wealth. But first, if this step-by-step guide helped clarify how simple dividend investing really is, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. I'm documenting my entire journey from beginner to building a portfolio that pays me monthly. The hardest part isn't the market, it's just getting started. Now go take that first step.